Good morning, folks. I'm Aaron Anderson with Impact Venture Capital here at the 2016 Impact Global Venture Summit. Great opportunity to talk to a lot of folks that are really focused on innovation, drilling it, nailing it here in Northern California, doing a lot of things to really help our startup community. It's my pleasure right now to talk to Niki Peterson from UC Davis. UC Davis is one of our fantastic sponsors of the event, and she is the program manager for the Mike and Renee Child Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So it's a bit of a mouthful, Niki. Why don't you tell me what the Institute does and how they're helping out the region?
Great, thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
The Institute, we just celebrated our 10th year anniversary, and so we're actually very excited about that. And what we primarily do is our mission is to help scientists and engineers commercialize their research, because we see the gap between great technologies happening in science and how to translate out into the business world so it actually impacts the world we live in for good. And so our programs are designed specifically to help that process.
Well, tell me about some of these programs. So we know the Big Bang competition is coming up.
Yes.
Maybe tell me a little bit about that, what's going on there, and how that helps the entrepreneurs.
Great. Yes, our Big Bang business competition, that is actually in our 17th year because it was initially run by students, and we brought it in-house to professionalize the program, line it up more directly with our curriculum, and then also bring in the lineup of our own speakers and mentors from our other programs to really help out this competition. It kicks off it just kicked off in October.
Okay.
And now teams are starting to formulate. We teach monthly and bi-monthly workshops, and these are designed to help the teams come in and learn from a expert in that field and use their expertise to help them build their team, start to flesh out their business idea and their concept, and start to put together the deliverables they're going to need for when they register in January and February and the actual competition gets off.
Well, so what stage are some of these entrepreneurs? Are we talking about brand new teams forming? Are we talking about folks with an idea, a technology, anything in between?
It's kind of across the board. We have a little bit of everything. What we really try to focus on for this particular competition is the prize money is very real, and you can actually use it to benefit your company.
Awesome.
But we're an educational institution, and so what we really try to make this is an educational experience. It's a really no pressure way for students to come in, get familiar with the other people in that realm who are interested in entrepreneurship, innovation. We actually help facilitate mixer events so that if they have an idea but no team to help out, they can meet teammates and form a team and go through the competition together. We really try to emphasize education for this. We really want people to gain the tools and the awareness they need to go out on their own venture.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I'm really impressed and excited about some of the companies we've seen. There are going to be a whole bunch of them pitching today. I know Barobo, Vivita Technologies, companies from your programs.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the more interesting technologies that have come out of the startups that have gone through your programs.
We have some really great ones, and for example, the Barobo that you mentioned, they have programmable robots for K through 12 and the STEM programs in schools to get kids interested in those curriculum right from the beginning. Vivita Technologies, they're working on regenerative tissue replacement and transplants, and we've been working with them since 2011, 2012, helping them through the FDA approval process. And all the hoops and hurdles that these biomedical companies really have to go through. Maris Biosciences is on the floor with us, and they're a brand new company who won our Big Bang competition last year.
Okay.
And she's in the realm of helping with autism and that spectrum, and really helping families cope with that and find out ways to help that part of our population.
Absolutely. So I think one thing that's really interesting to me here with these UC Davis companies and the impact they're having is we're not talking about another app, another software developer. These are hard science entrepreneurs, biosciences, healthcare, food and ag, and a whole slew of things that the university does so very well.
You're right.
What are the opportunities there? What are the challenges with companies that are not just finding the next guy to code an app for them, but
Right. Well, you mentioned the strengths we have as a university, UC Davis. We're the #1 ag school in the world. So our ag technologies that are coming out, the innovations around that are pretty heavy hitting. Our School of Medicine and our Vet Med School, those are another two great institutions that we have right here in our area. But because of that, the challenges that go along with that, it's not like releasing an app within a couple of weeks of building some code. you actually have to go through FDA testing. You have to have your intellectual property in place. It's a very treacherous landscape sometimes to navigate. So where we come in as an institute is we have the network. We really teach that the network is really where your innovation is going to be. You're going to need all kinds of people and skill sets around you to make your company or your technologies a reality out in the real world. And so our job really is to have a very robust network and be able to plug these companies in with the people they need right when they need them.
Right. Well, that's great. And so I know at Impact Venture Capital, we talk about solving global challenges all the time. And these are the technologies, these are the companies, the entrepreneurs we're going to need to really step up to solve hunger, climate change, healthcare. There's just a slew of great challenges, and I love what the university's doing. So, Niki, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for everything you're doing.
Wonderful.
Thank
you.
I am so excited to see some of these companies on the floor that you guys have brought and the ones that will come in the future.
Absolutely.
So, closing off again, I'm Aaron Anderson with Niki Peterson, Program Manager at the Mike and Renee Child Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, an entity associated with UC Davis, a premier research university that we're just thrilled to have. So thank you very much, Niki, and take care, guys.
Thanks.